feel like I need my scissors in here, even though this isn't Instagram, but they give me my personality. Just kidding. Okay, guys, today we're talking about how to make the perfect t-shirt. Guys, I'm obsessed with this t-shirt. It is so comfy, it is so boxy, and yeah, I feel like it's so professional, and I'm just so excited. If you've ever been afraid of making something with knit, don't be. This pattern is very forgiving. This video, I will walk you through step by step how to make the Madeline tee, which is a pattern available on my website. It is a pattern that's in a collection of patterns. You can buy it individually or in a bundle. The collection includes a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a pair of shorts, which I am currently wearing, and pants. They're all very beginner friendly, very simple. A lot of it has very straight lines, which is very intentional for not only fit, but also to help a beginner just feel like you can practice those straight lines. The only curves on this pattern are around the neck and around the armhole, but everything else is a straight line, which also makes adjusting so much easier. If you ever wanted to lengthen this shirt or shorten it, it's so simple. All you have to do if you want to shorten is just cut off the bottom to what length you want, obviously keeping in mind how thick your hem will be. So obviously however much you're going to be folding under to the hem, unless you wanted a raw edge, which would also be so cute because knits don't fray. So keep that in mind. But if you wanted to lengthen it just to a longer shirt or even a dress, which by the way, this would be amazing as a dress, it'd be really simple. All you have to do is draw vertical lines all the way down as far as you would like on an extra piece of paper, tape that onto your current pattern piece, and then add that length. I will be showing another video on how to make all these adjustments for if you're wanting to more detailed information on that. Madeline tee has a high neck, has elbow length sleeves, and well, almost elbow length. Somebody corrected me that they are not truly elbow length. They are longer sleeves. It has a slight crop to it. Okay, I am wearing a size B. I'm gonna angle this for you guys a little bit better so you can see. I am wearing a size B. Now, my bust fluctuates. I am a nursing mother, and so sometimes my bust is 34 inches, sometimes it is 38. So I went in between. I'm mostly 36, which is at the bottom of the size B chart. I have these grouped into 5 size bands. You can kind of think of it similarly as extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. I have chosen to make size B with a consideration of a 36-inch bust. And you can see it is oversized on me intentionally. Now you could be wearing a 36, 38, or 40-inch bust in this same size. And so you can tell that that would change the fit just a little bit. But one, it's already very roomy, and two, it is a stretch fabric. And so you can kind of decide based on the final garment measurements, which are included in the pattern instructions and also on my website, what size you're looking for. If you want oversized, size up. If you would like it a little bit tighter, go ahead and size down. So that's totally up to you, but sizing is a personal preference in my opinion, especially when it comes to knits because they are so forgiving. And this pattern requires a fabric with 50% stretch, which I teach you how to calculate in the pattern. So don't worry, I will hold your hand through all of it. I am wearing a French terry. Now I know you're thinking it's summer, and actually, yes, I live in the desert. It is 105 degrees outside. The terry does not bother me at all. This is from Icy Linen. I will link it below. It is 100% organic cotton, and the reason I love this fabric is it holds its shape so well. So I'll link that. But other recommendations would be ponte knit. I've seen it in pointelle and it looked beautiful. I've seen it in jerseys. I personally don't love jerseys because I feel like they've got so much elastic and they kind of curl. They're harder to use. But you could definitely use jersey. Another would be rib. Like I said, fleece could even work because it's so big. You do just need to make sure that the neckband has 50% stretch. Okay, so that would be like a ribbing, and I show you in the instructions exactly how to measure that stretch percentage. I will also show you how to do how I used a decorative stitch instead of just a straight or double zigzag stitch on the hem, because why not? Now, if you're making a different t-shirt or you self-drafted a t-shirt, you could use this video to help you walk through the steps as well. T-shirts that are simple like this, they're all pretty much made the same. There's obviously some variances that you could use, but basically the principles apply. So if you decide that you want to move on from just making the Madeline tee You could adjust the pattern, and then you could use the same video for learning how to construct it. Hopefully this video is super helpful to you, not only with my pattern, the Madeline tee, but also just in future pattern making or in future instances where you make your own t-shirt, because t-shirts are the backbone to every wardrobe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so if you just have a standard machine, you're most likely going to have, straight stitches and a zigzag. This is probably one of your best bets, but there are tons of other stretch stitches. You could look through your manual just to double check. The lightning stitch is great, other zigzags. This zigzag has lots of stitches in the zigzag. I really love finishing my hems with this one. I actually, on my white sample, this is the stitch I used. A lot of times though, I'll also have fun with the hem, and I will do a decorative stitch, which is if you have one of those. On the Madeline tee, it doesn't really need a ton of stretch at the hem, so something to consider is you could use something like this, but I would do it on a test piece of fabric just to make sure. Another amazing option that you can use if you are using knits is to just go ahead and stitch it with your serger. That's what I'm going to do in these videos. I'm going to be using my serger for all of the side seams and just basically stitching anything together, unless it's a top stitch, something you'll see from the outside. I will be using a straight stitch or a decorative stitch. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead and adjust those things. Another thing you're going to want to do before you start sewing this is switch out your needle. Sorry, that's not focusing. You're going to switch out your needle, and you're going to get a ballpoint or stretch needle, because that will allow the needle to go through the knit fibers without tearing them. And so definitely something really important to grab is a stretch needle. So that's just some things to do to prep your workspace. Obviously get matching thread and scissors, have your unpicker ready just in case. But definitely make sure you're picking a stretch stitch. And I would just go ahead and, if you have a scrap piece of fabric, try all the different stretch stitches, see which one you like the best. Or if you have a serger, enjoy doing that. And with this, keep in mind that the seam allowance is 3/8 of an inch. So you are going to take off just a teeny bit right here if you are using the serger. you.